I'm Dr. Mary Corcoran, and I was the first paid intern at the Women's Resource Service, which was the organization that eventually became the Women's Center. And I first met Ruth Margolin in 1978 when I was working on my master's degree in counseling. I went on to spend 12 years at the Women's Center and eventually became the assistant director and the director of Women in Careers. If I had to talk about the legacy that Ruth left at the Women's Center, I would say it had to be in the overall impact of the Women's Center on the university.
And I remember the creaky steps that going upstairs to Ruth's office, and she was so warm, what I was requesting was something new too. There weren't many women doing healthcare administration. In fact, the person she was able to find for me to work with was not a woman, it was a male. But that was all right because I just needed to get my foot in the door. And so it wasn't soon after that I was at the position of being one of the women administrators in Kansas City. And so that came right from starting here at the Women's Center.
Probably have known her for many years from early in my time in Kansas City. And I've known her as a spark. She's a person who has a lot of bright ideas and goes right for the jugular and gets it done.
As I understand it, Ruth really just wanted to finish her college education. She didn't feel that she had been struck by a thunderbolt, but when she married, she had almost a bachelor's degree, lacking one or two classes. So when their children were all settled in school, she went back in her early 40s to UMKC to take the one class she thought you had to take, and that was Dr. Berry's class on women in contemporary America, which is about all the changes that were taking place and that needed to take place. And Ruth was energized, and when you see Ruth energized, you know something is going to happen.
We always used to have conversations about the P's, because Ruth was always concerned about poverty, prejudice, teenage pregnancy, psychiatry and mental health issues. And then there are so many things about Ruth that begin with a P. Here is this absolutely passionate woman who goes around asking the most provocative questions that you could possibly imagine. She is a producer. This is one of her great talents, is her ability to conceptualize a program, a workshop, a training, and pull all the elements and all the pieces and all the people together to make it an absolutely profound experience for everybody who comes.
I think that another legacy that Ruth gave was probably the 10,000 plus women that she helped through running Women on the Move. And Ruth told me early on, as I was learning to career counsel women, community women, and students, that I would run into people in the grocery store and they would tell me that they had been in Women on the Move and it had changed their life and they had gone on. Well, whenever I was with Ruth, that always happened. Some woman would come up to Ruth and grab her arm and say, "Ruth, do you remember me? I was back in Women on the Move and you told me I needed to do." And that will, everyone who knows Ruth knows that Ruth had no problem with being directive with people. She would say, "You need to go and do this." And it might have been attend graduate school, start your own business, divorce that husband, put the children in daycare, etc. So that was Ruth's gift, that she had no problem in looking at women's careers and saying, "I think this is what you need to do."
So as I was growing in my healthcare management positions, I would always take on students and interns and help them along the way. So it's like paying it forward. So I'm hoping too that one day those students will do the same for the next generation of young people as well. So thanks, Ruth.
That we were unusual, but we did reach out to across racial and religious and intergenerational lines and organized around that.
But Ruth really inspired and instructed and challenged and motivated, I don't know, more than scores, probably hundreds of women through the years to expand their lives, their horizons, their consciousness, and just take a bigger bite out of life.
I guess I would want to sum all of my connection to Ruth up in saying what a powerful person she has been in my life, what a profound friend she has been to me, and how much I appreciate her incredible passion.